Hello everyone, and welcome to our Let's Play of Exmortis, or our Let's Play of various horror games, depending on how long this is.
Yeah, we're gonna do a compilation of pretty much Flash horror games.
Yes.
So currently we're on Newgrounds doing Exmortis. We'll post game links when we post the video up, so then we can credit the authors there.
And anyone who wants to play this game themselves and be horrified and jizz all over the place while they get horrified, yeah. If anyone else does that, I'm still saying, I don't know. That's first of all my reaction to being scared. Just whip it out. Trust me, it makes you feel better.
Mike decided this is maybe one way to survive monsters that try and chase you down and scare you. Whip it out and jizz all over their faces. They'll be so surprised and startled they won't know what to do with you.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be more scared than you are. They'll be over. They'll be like, "I'm gonna eat you." They just will be like, "The fuck just happened?" Yes. No, it's not heartbeat. I'm dick beating.
I forgot.
Yeah. That's a lot less creepy than I remember it personally, but I definitely see what you're saying. But then again,
I've played this before.
Wait, we didn't?
We have.
Oh, we have. Yeah,
that's
what.
It's not as surprising now, but.
Yeah, I know. Still, I'm saying, like, I was a lot younger when I first did this, so I was like, oh my god, everything's scary. And I'm like, oh, it's just people taking.
You wake up in the woods with a lump on your head. You can't remember how you got there. All you recall are the dreams. It's late, cold, and you're unsure of where you are exactly. Fighting through the headache, you regain your focus. You see a house in the clearing and decide to shelter there. Anything is better than freezing to death in the woods.
Yes. I'll turn you down a teensy bit, girl. Turn you down. I don't know. Drop the bass.
Yeah, Mike and I played this like years ago, back when it was new on Newgrounds, and well, I don't take horror games very well. I ran outside the room and refused to go back in until someone turned the game off.
Yep, at this point, though, it's just gonna be another walk in the park. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna play it. We'll be like, psh, these pussy-ass ghosts, they can't handle this shit. They can't handle it. They'll be all like, psh, they'll be like, we're ghosts. I'll be like, psh, girl. I seen scarier things than you on, I don't know, on the bottom of my shoe. There we go.
Hallway shrouded in shadows. This is silly. I picked the silliest things to play right before bed. An old fan. It doesn't look like it's worked in a long time. Okay. Just another painting on the wall.
Yep, it's a pretty standard painting on the wall.
This hallway leads off into the darkness.
The eternal darkness. Ooh.
Grandfather clock sits ticking away in the corner.
We should grope it. We should sexually harass it.
We'll come back to this later.
Yeah, it looks to be a puzzle. Oh, there's another door. Oh, it leads to the kitchen. I remember this shit.
With the blood dripping on the microwave.
Oh, and it's that guy.
Severed head. It appears to be a fresh kill. Wherever the killer is, he'll probably be back soon, and I don't want to be here when he returns.
Oh my god.
Looks like a symbol has been smeared on the forehead.
This dead guy looks pretty hype.
Cupboard appears to be empty.
Wait,
Knife sits on the shelf. A bloodstained knife. You should probably arm yourself with a slightly larger weapon. But it's better than nothing. Let's take it. Look at your spiky knuckles. And he's like,
holy
no,
fuck. That's
too
a pretty fucking weird, naughty knife. That knife is some shit right there.
A griller built into the bench. Alright, that's a griller. An old dishwasher.
So why we shut the guy's head in the microwave again? Can we microwave his head?
No.
No? Alright then. I just thought, maybe that would be fun.
There's like
Good old
blood dragged from
times.
here, so this is probably where he was killed, sitting in that chair. Blood stains on these chairs. Blood on the floorboards. Looks like something's been dragged through here. A tattered diary sits on the table. May 24th, 1997. An unusual, eventful day today. I stumbled across an unusual find whilst out hunting for deer in this remote wilderness. Stalking a wild steed into a clearing. A wild steed. I'm stalking a horse. You can only imagine my surprise to find a house, old and seemingly abandoned, but still standing strong. An interesting find, one that certainly has me curious. May 25th, 1997. Upon my investigation with the city archives earlier this morning, it appears that the house has been abandoned for almost 10 years, and currently resides under the control of the local government. I feel that its location must be too remote for them to be able to tear it down. But I must admit that I feel drawn back to the house, mostly out of curiosity. But I cannot deny that there's something else about the place that has me yearning to return. May 28th, 1997. I could not put it off any longer. I called in sick to the office today and decided that I would retrace my steps into the wilderness, to once again find the house which has been foremost on my mind of late. It didn't take too much to find again, as it was almost like I was being guided back to the exact spot that I found myself some 4 days ago. Once I plucked up enough courage, I pushed open the unlocked front door. Admittedly, I was very surprised at the ease of which the door opened, considering that the hinge had probably been built up a good 10 years' worth of rust. To my relative astonishment, the place was still furnished, though very dirty and completely run down. Why is that astonishing? I was and still am amazed at the state of the place, considering that it had been empty for so long. I decided that I would explore the house and not disturb anything within. My fear had not subsided, and as a matter of fact, it's still with me as I record this journal some hours later. My curiosity took me through the kitchen, bedroom, and lounge room before a thumping noise from the roof on the second level startled me so much that I ran straight out the front door and back through the forest to my automobile. As it was, I almost fell off a small ledge and in the thicket below. I felt like a complete fool being scared off by rats, which I assumed they were. Did you want to read some of these, or?
Sure. I can read these so hard, girl. If you don't mind. You're probably getting tired of reading. May 19th... May 29th, 1997. I had a nightmare last night. All I can remember is the blood and the frightened screams surrounding me. The house was a nightmare too. Oh, was in my nightmare. The house was a nightmare. Oh, God. Why did I buy this house? May 30th, 1997. I called in sick to work once again so that I could venture out to the wilderness and explore the abandoned house once more. Not surprisingly, I found this structure with relative ease, as I did yesterday. However, I was startled when I noticed that the front door was closed. I'm certain that when I left in such a hurry the other day that the door had been left ajar. In any case, I eventually attributed the door closed to the wind, as I was clearly the only person who had been in the old house recently. Dun dun dun! But you weren't. I repeatedly scoured through the house for anything interesting, heading back through previously visited rooms. Once again, as I passed through the hallway outside the main bedroom on the second level, I heard heavy thumping coming from the roof. I was instantly very tempted to repeat yesterday's dash from the house. But I swallowed my fear and continued on with the exploration. In the limited time that I had before dusk, unfortunately, I did not uncover anything that would help explain the mystery disappearance of the most recent tenants. May 31st, 1997. I sit here in the lounge room of the old house by candlelight, recording in this journal the events that have transpired today. Although I'm scared to within an inch of my life, I am bound to this house and feel that I do not have the strength or resolve to run back to my car at such an advanced hour. As I have for the past week, I returned to this house with the intent of uncovering anything that could help answer the questions of its missing tenants. I failed to uncover anything that could help the cause, What I did find seems far more precious and disturbing than I could have ever hoped for. As I was scouring the library for any misplaced photos or letters, I almost tripped myself over a leather-bound book sitting in the middle of the dusty floor.
Like
It was...
Necronomicon?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's covered in human skin! I mean, bound in human skin. I was certainly miffed as to how I missed it in my movements through this house the past few days. Picking up the book... But you didn't miss it. Ghosts. Ghosts. Put it there, and we're like, trip over this book. It'll horrible. Yeah. Because that'll kill you, just tripping over. Picking up the book, I felt a slight empowerment rush through me. The distant sound of wind began to sound like whispers, and the room which I was standing seemed to darken. I wondered what knowledge the scribe had passed. I'm fucking up these lines so bad. What knowledge the scribe had passed down the ages for me. Enchanted by this aging literature, I retreated back into the lounge room, settled down in one of the most comfortable chairs, and continued to read through the contents of the book.
Up and killed him.
Probably. Oh, he should have. See, if he had have seen the ghost coming and jizzed in its face and then ran back to his car, he probably would have made it.
Written in what seemed to be a red ink of some sort, blood. A lot of the content didn't initially make sense to me, as the majority of it's written in a language that is foreign to me. But in the back of the book, there were abridged translations written by Mr. Xavier Raham. From 1890. The majority of what I could understand seemed rather jumbled and nonsensical. What were you saying, Mike?
It's like DBZ abridged.
Rather disappointed, I closed the book and relieved myself of its burden. Things from this point seemed rather blurred and frighteningly surreal. The sound of the distant forest animals stopped, as if all life paused, waiting for my next move. The wind outside stopped pounding against the shuttered windows, and the candle winked out of existence, leaving me in almost pitch black conditions. My cats have done that to me before, shutting off my electronics. I listened closely, and all I could hear...
Yeah, I know this game probably isn't exactly based on this mythos, but I would love to read Cthulhu the Abridged series.
Over my heartbeat... Speaking of which, I have the old Cthulhu game I want to play sometime, too.
Nice.
Over my heartbeat and rasping breath was the whispering that I shrugged off before. It was coming from every direction, yet no direction at all.
It just occurred to me that Cthulhu Saves the World is kind of like Cthulhu the Abridged series.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
The whispering slowly got louder until it sounded like a dull roar. Voices of many different types called out. They cried in pain, screamed my name, and some shouted obscenities. I dare not repeat. There were so many of them, so many voices. I felt multiple hands pin me down to the chair by my upper torso, but every time I flailed my arms out in front of me, they connected with nothing but air. The harder I pressed against the chair, the harder it was for me to breathe, and soon I could not breathe at all.
This is sound pretty sexy.
Maybe to you, Mike. I blacked out. The last thing that I remember was a flash of my nightmare from the night before, a flash of the blood, a flash of the screams, the house. I woke up about 20 minutes ago, slumped in the same chair. It is now long after dark, and I dare not brave the sub-zero temperatures of the woodland winter to return home this evening. Tonight I will be staying here in this accursed house. I sometimes think that I can still hear the whispering, or are they just echoes of my earlier brush of madness? I can feel the urge of slumber rush towards me like a freight train. I pray that I survive the night.
You know, our guy, I might be able to understand, but this guy, he had a car. I'm not sure how far away, but I think, personally, if I were him, I would just booked it. Like, I'd been like, I'm out of this place. There's some shit here, and I don't like it.
He says he's so sleepy, though. I think maybe he thought if he'd leave, he'd fall asleep at the will.
Oh.
But personally, I'd be running adrenaline. I wouldn't be tired. Then again, you know, with my insomnia, I've been up for nearly a week before. But, yeah, I mean, no, I'd be running adrenaline getting out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, being asleep is an excuse, because he just, like, almost got raped, eaten by ghosts, you know.
I wouldn't be tired after that. June 1st, 1997. Plagued by nightmares more vivid than I care to remember, I awoke screaming. It appears that I slept through the daylight hours, but it didn't matter to me. I was incensed to fight the freezing conditions outside and return home. But I was scared to move from the spot. They started whispering to me again. I want to leave, but I can't. They won't let me. I scream at them, but they just laugh and utter obscenities back at me. What have I released upon this world? June 3rd, 1997. Vlu spoke to me today. It is he who is spoken of in the Exmortis. With every word he whispers to my mind, I tremble as if my soul has been shaken to its core. June 7th, 1997.
1 month away from my birthday.
Yeah. Your birthday gets skipped, though. It goes from June 30th to June 20th.
What a douchebag. He should feel bad. He should have written about the ghosts on my birthday. He should have been like, it's GreenBean's birthday, and the ghosts still haunt me.
I've been here for over a week now. Surely someone must be looking for me by now. I pray that they find me. My captors here won't let me leave. Every door, every exit, the handles turn, but the door does not move on its hinges. June 16th, 1997. I no longer fear death. I actually pray that it comes for me. So you can be stuck with those ghosts?
It just occurs to me that, how long has he gone with no food or water?
I don't know. Maybe he's eating his own skin. Or finding rats and nomming on them in the house. And bugs.
I guess. He's I don't know.
I no longer fear death. I actually pray that it comes for me. June 30th, 1997. They still torment me, keeping me here, keeping me alive. They need me to I can't even write of it. July 20th, 1997. I feel my sanity has almost left me. I hallucinate so vividly. I can't tell what's real and what is not anymore. The ancient shows me images of his former glory. I don't understand why they want me, why they need me. July 26, 1997. I am actually surprised. I am told that they seek not to control me. They only seek my assistance in aiding the inevitable. But why do I continue to resist? What they tell me makes more sense than anything I've ever known, but I still fear them, and what they will do to me should I refuse, but at this moment, I can't think of a single reason why I should. August 13th, 1997. Is acceptance all that I have ever yearned for? But the greater good here is far more complicated, yet so much easier to obtain. They smile upon me now, strangely though. I like it. I find myself basking in the warmth of their chilling promises. August 22nd, 1997. I'm comfortable, and I am learning about I really wish he'd tell us what he is eating and drinking, because I think dirty sink water or whatever he can get his hands on, and bugs and mice would not be that comfortable living.
No, I don't think so either, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's been here long enough, and I can imagine he could survive barely scraping by on some of these things, but he'd be getting pretty malnourished and losing strength, and I don't think he'd be like, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, at this point, like, survive a little bit, but he's been here like a couple months, and he's like, I'm happy and healthy, and it's all good. I'm like, what? Eating what? Drinking what? Are the ghosts serving you wine?
Because I think he could still be alive, but he would be very malnourished and not functioning very well, because his body would be eating itself. I'm comfortable, but I am learning about the true nature of the world and what is beyond it. I don't know why I continue writing in this journal. I guess that it's the last semblance of humanity that I have within me. It's ridiculous, though. I'm becoming much more than human with every moment that I spend under their patient tutelage. I have been tempted to throw this journal into the fire on many occasions. Reading over its pages only reminds me of how weak I used to be. I've lost track of the day, but I am sure that I have been here for over a year. Wow, a year eating air. It has been a long time since I've entered anything into this journal. I can rejoice, though. We will have company at last. I will finally be rewarded. A group approacheth.
Yes.
A group approacheth to provide me with the everlasting cup of life. A day away, no more, no less, I'm told. Wrath, death, blood. My day has finally arrived. The Exmortis shall make the world remember what was. And I will be integral in reinstating what will be. I can see them now. A group of campers as I was promised. 3 males and 2 females. Now all I can do is wait. Wait for my time, become the hand. Immortality beyond patience, patience beyond the dominion. I can taste it now. Anoint me, Lord Vlu. The time has come.
Become their hand. What?
Because they're incorporeal currently and can't do what they want, they need a mortal or physical human to do these things for them.
I misunderstand. I thought it was saying I'm going to become the camper's hand. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's going to be the hand for the cult Exmortis and the demon Vlu.
Oh. It'd be more fun if he was the camper's hand. He's like, I'm just gonna take control of your right hand.
There's nothing interesting on this coffee table.
I'm going to force you to cop so hard. Yeah.
Dusty chandelier.
The chandelier is so dusty, girl. So let's see. I don't think this game has saving, does it? Okay. Well, admittedly, we haven't gone that far. Just reading the book took a while, so next time we need to read the
handle turns, but the door refuses to budge. It's almost like someone is holding it close, whispering voices.
It's fine. It's fine. They're probably just telling you how pretty you are.
Moonlight seems to stream through this window. Really, that's not what I see. I see weird, eerie dust clouds whirling around me.
Yeah, I'm like, how is that? Fuck is our guy even talking?
God, I don't like this part.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sometimes she glitches, so sometimes she's not startling, and sometimes it is startling. This door has no handle. Well, I'm fine with that. Let's go. See if I can remember what I'm supposed to do here. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely past the part that I was at. I'm good. We're going through another door, and it's bloodstains. Wow, there's even bloodstains on the ceiling.
It's soaked with someone's blood.
I want to look at the ceiling, though.
There's no breeze in here, so why is the roof lamp swinging? How the hell did so much blood get on the roof? The painting on the wall is a familiar landscape. The gramophone is unplugged, but still rotating. How is it possible? Why is there painting on the floor?
So there appears to be a vault thing behind the painting. Oh, hey, look. A bath filled with blood. That's
an ordinary or somewhat dirty bathroom sink. He found a key lodged in the pipe of the sink. Did I pick it up? Okay. The window's boarded up, maybe by someone who valued their privacy. The bathtub is filled with what seems to be blood.
Yeah.
Talk to me, don't look at me, little girl. No more, little girl.
I don't like little girls. I want to see a little boy instead. Damn it. That'd be gross. Like, I don't know. They're still whispering?
They're now whispering really a lot. Use the key to open the door.
Okay. You know what?
There's something very unnerving about the sculpture. Well, yeah, its face moved. There's no electricity in the house. The lamp doesn't work.
Hey, look, it's an arm.
A severed arm. This house is turning out to be a graveyard. I don't think this is what graveyards look like, but alright.
Yeah.
Bookshelves filled with volumes of books. The word remember smeared in blood on the smear. Miscellaneous books in the occult. There's a book here that doesn't quite fit in. Xavier Raham, 1878. Ugh.
More reading.
Script handwriting. GR, the tale of my daughter Gwen is a sad and sorrowful fable. I refer to it as a fable, for my mortal brain cannot begin to comprehend the horrors that I have witnessed in this house. So I cast what I have witnessed into my memory as delusion and morbid fantasy. My small family moved to this house of... Can you read this script easily, or do you want me to read it?
I can read it well enough, yeah.
Alright, I'll finish, you want me to finish this page and then do the next side?
Oh, sure.
My small family moved to this house of solitude last summer to escape the perils of society and to mourn the unfortunate death of my wife, Julia. Tuberculosis claimed her life. Only months before my move to this... What, Mike?
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Continue reading.
Only months before my move to this place, hindsight is a beautiful thing, and knowing what I know now, it was a move that I would never make again. Never again make. Dyslexia. The days rolled onwards towards inevitability, and my daughter and I continued our simple existence. Being a scholar myself, I enjoyed passing the time reading the literature left here by the previous owner of this detached house. Many of the fine works kept here proved to be very old and of extreme... Michael.
Oh, what?
Did you want to read the next 2 pages, or...?
Yeah. Oh, okay. You turned the page already, didn't you?
Yeah.
Interests to me. Some works proved very challenging indeed, and very hard to translate. The library provided here had an abundance of books flavored with subjects focused on the occult. One particular book caught my interest, simply titled Exmortis. The word is a derivative of Exmortis.
Exmortis is a derivative of Exmortis. I mean, yeah, they're 2 separate Latin words that mean pretty much of death or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the dead. Yeah, which he tells us over here.
Okay, which loosely translates to the dead. It was from that moment that I finished translating this book from an unusual dialect of ancient Aramaic. Mind you, and read the final English translation that our troubles here began. My daughter, the only other occupant of this house, grew distant from me over the course of the following week. She developed rageful tendencies towards my parentage, and she started having seizures which worried me immensely at the time. But these unusual events didn't
limit themselves to my daughter. I began having nightmares so ghastly that I dare not recall them. Suffice to say, I was concerned by the disturbing changes to both my daughter and I. After the first week, the hallucinations began. I recall hearing noises and whispering, as well as sighting movement in my peripheral vision. I constantly had the feeling that someone was in the room with me, but upon searching, it was clear that I was alone. My dear Gwen, however, became less active all of a sudden. She was almost catatonic at stages, not reacting to conversation or physical prompting. She would just shuffle her petite form around the house and stare blankly through me whenever I confronted her. It was shortly after a month of this behavior that I began to notice certain physical changes in my daughter. She seemed withered in her appearance, but her face would at times seem bloated and twisted horribly.
It wasn't until a fleeting moment in my day that my hope was crushed forever. My darling Gwen broke free from this new personality that had gripped her for months. She screamed and cried for me to help, to save her from the monsters that now plagued her body. All that I could do now was hold her in my arms and assure her that I would free her from the prison she was trapped in. And then she was lost forever. The Gwen that I loved had resurfaced for only a minute, but to me it was enough to realize what she had done. What had to be done. She resurfaced a second. What did you do? Where is she? That night, while she slept in her room, I crept in with a dagger in hand and plunged it deep into her heart. She writhed and convulsed in agony, while all I could do was just watch and sob from the corner. In her dying breath, the real Gwen looked me in the eyes and spoke, "Thank you, Daddy."
I sit here now recounting the events that led me to this point in my insanity. My wife and daughter taken from me over the past 6 months, leaving me with nothing but their memories in this house. But I fear that now I am a target for the invisible force that resides within these walls. I am trapped, unable to venture past the front door or the cellar hatch to the surrounding forest. I hear voices from all around me, cursing me for my actions. I occasionally see her, my Gwen, standing in the hallway, looking straight through me like she used to. I hope that I had saved her soul, but after seeing her apparition on a daily basis, I fear that all I have done is aided my tormentors. I now spend my days reading, researching, and translating the library. I feel that it's my purpose in this house. May God have mercy on my soul, and may death soon relieve me of the guilt I carry. Alright.
I sit here now recounting the events
I just read that, you dork.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, we're at the end of this one. But we reached 30 minutes, so do you want to stop this part?
Yeah, Exmortis is longer than I figured.
Yeah, if you don't read, you can play through and have it done really fast. But you know, part of the fun of reading it is getting into it.
Yeah. No one would be very intuitive. We're just like, oh, there's ghosts. Hey, guy, let's go get the key. Let's go get the other key. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, because I've done a speed run of a few of these, but those aren't so interesting to watch. It's more fun to get into the lore.
Alright, so thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you all next time on Exmortis.
See you next time.